Welcome to the Atlantic Perspectives podcast.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the podcast The White House and Europe with Maxime Lebet. In the previous episode, we left John Adams, a president under pressure, caught between revolutionary France and monarchic Britain. Adams chose peace, at the cost of his career. And it is his former rival, Thomas Jefferson, who succeeds him in 1801. For the first time, a change of party takes place at the head of the US. The Republic survives division. And with Jefferson, a new spirit begins to shape America. March 1801. Washington, D.C. The city is still under construction. Thomas Jefferson takes the oath. He becomes the third president of the US, the first Democratic Republican president. As a reminder, George Washington was not a member of any party, but it was during his presidency that two parties were born, the Federalist Party and the Democratic Republican Party. The Federalist Party, led by Alexander Hamilton, supports a strong central government, an industrial and financial economy, and close ties with Great Britain. The Democratic Republican Party, led by Jefferson, supports a weak central government, stronger powers for the states, an agricultural economy, and close ties with France. A philosopher, a diplomat, and a man of the Enlightenment, Jefferson is the author of the Declaration of Independence. He believes in a simple, rural America. Jefferson breaks with the aristocratic style of his predecessors. No carriage, no grand ceremony. He walks to the Capitol without a sword, without a uniform. His goal is clear: to reunite a divided nation. We are all Republicans. We are all Federalists, he says in his inaugural address. Under his presidency, the presidential palace becomes a place of Republican simplicity. But behind this modest style lies a great ambition: to strengthen American democracy and to push the borders of the Republic outward. Abroad, Jefferson wants peace. He inherits a country that still distrusts European powers. His Secretary of State, James Madison, shares his vision: stay neutral, avoid permanent alliances, protect trade, and stay out of European wars. But this neutrality is fragile. In the Mediterranean Sea, the Barbary states of North Africa, Tripoli, Algiers, and Tunis, demand tribute from American merchant ships. Jefferson refuses to give in. In 1801, he sends the young American Navy to fight these Ottoman states. This is the first foreign war of the US, the Tripoli War, also known as the First Barbary War. The Kingdom of Sicily and Sweden, already at war with Tripoli since 1800, fight alongside the Americans. This victory strengthens Jefferson's international standing and proves that American diplomacy can use both words and force. Can America still call itself isolationist when it is already fighting on the shores of the Mediterranean? The US cannot ignore Europe. War is raging between Napoleon and the European monarchies. Jefferson's diplomat must balance carefully, but the president keeps his line: America will not die for Europe wars. But can a country truly stay neutral in a world ruled by two empires at total war? And yet, it is in Europe that Jefferson makes the greatest diplomatic move of his presidency. In 1803, at that time, the US does not extend beyond the Mississippi River and has only 17 states. Napoleon Bonaparte, at war with Great Britain, needs money. He still owns a vast American territory, French Louisiana, which he recovered from Spain in 1800. Massive land stretching from Mississippi River in the east to the Rocky Mountains in the west, from New Orleans in the south to today's border between the US and Canada. Nearly one-third of the current territory of the US. Jefferson sees a historic opportunity. He sends two envoys to Paris, James Monroe and Robert Livingston, to negotiate the purchase of New Orleans. But unexpectedly, Napoleon offers to sell everything. For him, selling Louisiana is a way to block Great Britain. He fears that Britain the leading naval power, could seize the territory during a European war and strengthen his dominance. By selling Louisiana to the US, Napoleon denies Britain this chance. For $15 million, the size of the United States doubles overnight. It is the largest land deal in history. The president, who believes in a strict reading of the Constitution, sets aside his own principle to seize the moment. The Louisiana Purchase reflects his dream, a continental republic, independent, prosperous, built on agriculture and freedom. In Europe, the news causes shock. London fears the rise of America that now controls the heart of the continent. In Paris, some see the sale as a smart diplomatic move. Napoleon gives up land he cannot defend while weakening Great Britain. But for European observers, this deal means something deeper. The US is leaving the European game. The young republic, born from the American Revolution, now stands as a sovereign power, able to negotiate as an equal with empires. This decision also sparks strong debate in America. Federalists denounce an unconstitutional act and a waste of public money. For Jefferson, it is a matter of national destiny. He understands that this purchase secures borders and protects the Republican model. More land means more farmers. More farmers mean more freedom and less risk of political corruption. In one move, Jefferson turns the US from a coastal republic into a continental power. To understand what he has just bought, Jefferson orders an expedition. 2 officers, Lewis and Clark, are sent to cross the continent to the Pacific Ocean. Their mission? Map the land, observe nature, and meet Native American tribes. From 1804 to 1806, they travel more than 13,000 kilometers. Their journey fascinates Europe. America, once limited to the Atlantic coast, now moves westward. But as America grows, Europe burns. Napoleon dominates the continent. The Royal Navy rules the seas. Both empires want the US to choose a side. British ships stop American vessels and force sailors into service. French forces seize American cargo. Jefferson is trapped. To avoid war, he chooses an economic weapon, the Embargo Act of 1807. All American ports are closed to exports for both American and foreign ships. Imports from Great Britain are restricted. The president hopes to force London and Paris to respect American neutrality. But the cure is worse than the disease. Ports empty, merchants go bankrupt. Sailors protest. Europe does not react. And Jefferson, once very popular, loses support. 2 days before the end of his presidency, Congress repeals the Embargo Act and lifts all restrictions on American shipping. This failure shows the limit of Jefferson's ideas in a global world that is already forming. A young nation cannot isolate itself from international trade ruled by European empires. The dream of agricultural self-sufficiency collides with economic reality. The embargo leaves deep scars. It ruins New England ports and prepares the tensions that will lead to the War of 1812. A visionary, a humanist, a Republican, Jefferson defends freedom with passion, but he is also a man of his time, full of contradictions. A thinker of human rights, he still owns slaves at Monticello. A supporter of limited government, he uses power to expand the nation. A man of peace, he lays the foundation of a continental power. His critics accuse him of idealism and naivety. His supporters see him as the father of American democracy. In Europe, he is watched with curiosity, a president who quotes Voltaire, admires France, but distrusts all monarchies. In 1809, Jefferson leaves power voluntarily after 2 terms. He retires to Monticello, his home in Virginia, to focus on education and science. He founds the University of Virginia, convinced that education is the key to freedom. 50 years after the Declaration of Independence, on the 4th of July 1826, Jefferson dies, on the same day as his old friend John Adams. On Independence Day, 2 former presidents and 2 founding fathers pass away. For Europe, Jefferson's America remains a mystery. Both a child of Enlightenment and a future rival, he represents a political ideal born in the old world but planted on new soil. Monarchies see a fragile experiment. Liberals see a promise. From London to Paris, from Berlin to Vienna, diplomats watch this young republic with admiration, condensation, and concern. Under Thomas Jefferson, the United States doubles in size, asserts its economic independence, and sets the path for westward expansion. But it also faces its first disappointment with Europe. Between fascination and caution, Jefferson tries to build an America safe from monarchies, an America true to itself. His dream of a republic of free farmers may never have fully existed, but his ideal still shapes American politics. In the next episode, we will talk about James Madison, Jefferson's close ally. Madison will face what his predecessor tried to avoid: open war with Great Britain. This was The White House in Europe with Maxime Lobet. To make sure you do not miss an episode, subscribe now. Atlantic Perspectives is also on social media, and all content is available at atlanticperspectives.org.
Music licensed via Epidemic Sound.